Hi everybody, this is Carrie from KDS Insurance Services down in Texas, and this is a message for all my clients, but it's also an informational message to help many of you who are struggling today with the aftermath of storms up in North Texas. So let's talk about some homeowners insurance and what happens in these situations where we get these really significant storms and we have multiple people involved and have multiple homes involved. More than likely, this storm from yesterday, which was March the 3rd, is going to be categorized as a catastrophe storm. That's a really important piece of the puzzle, because when down the road we're talking about, when the insurance companies look at the number of claims that are in one particular event, they can become a catastrophe event, which is looked at differently, especially when it's weather related, looked at differently by the underwriters when we go to move your home or reshop your homeowner's policy with another carrier. So why is that important? It's very important, because if everybody has this catastrophe, or if there's a large number of people in a group that have this same claim, then it becomes a catastrophe, and the insurance company's underwriting departments look at that completely differently than an individual claim that's submitted by an individual person. Okay? The principle of insurance, remember, is safety in numbers. Okay? They're called actuarials. Insurance companies are using those actuarials to, if you will, gamble on who's going to have damage and who's not. That's how they determine what the premiums are. That is, it is a, when you become a group, you are spreading the risk, right? You can have in a neighborhood 10 houses, and of those 10 houses, you may only have 4 that have damages. But they're going to underwrite all 10 houses because all 10 houses potentially have the same risk of having the same damages. Okay, so it's very important. So we want this storm in North Texas yesterday that was a huge storm. It was a massive storm. We want it to be classified as a catastrophe, for sure. Now, what happens with these catastrophes, however, they're going to make our rates go up. Even though it's Mother Nature and you and I, and nobody has control over this except God and Mother Nature, you still are going to end up paying for it in your pocketbooks, because the insurance companies are in business to make money, right? They are selling you a product to put you back as close to whole as you can be. But make no mistake, insurance companies are in business to make money, just like every other company is in business to make money. So the more catastrophes we have in a, I'm going to say a 4-year period, the more catastrophes that we have in a 4-year period, the greater likelihood each and every year that we go to renew a homeowner's policy, we are going to have a rate increase. Then you combine the catastrophes that we have year over year after year after year. On top of that, you add horrible inflation and a horrible economy, and you have a recipe for a disaster with insurance rates on properties in the state of Texas. That is where we are. In the last 2 months, I have probably requoted 60 of my current carriers, my current clients, because they are unhappy with the rates that they're getting at their renewal. Everybody is unhappy. Everybody is getting rate increases. It is not just individual. It is across the board. It is in the entire state. It is from carrier to carrier to carrier to carrier. Even the huge carriers, State Farm, Farmers, Farm Bureau, MetLife, Travelers, Safeco, you name it, and all of them, without hesitation, are struggling with property rates in Texas. We've had, in the last 5 years, we've had massive trillion dollar catastrophes. We've had hurricanes, we've had tornadoes, we've had floods, we've had massive snowstorms. You name it, and Texas has it. We are very fastly approaching the top 3 in the United States, states-wise I'm talking about here, for expensive insurance. We used to be towards the bottom. Now we're almost in the top 5 in 40 years. It's not good. This is not good for us, what happened yesterday. Now, you pay a lot of money for your insurance. I am not discouraging you from turning in a claim. You pay for it. You want to turn a claim in, you turn the claim in. It is completely your decision. My responsibility as an agent is to do my due diligence, which is to inform my clients of exactly what the situation is and what would happen if they turned a claim in and what needs to happen for them to turn a claim in. So let's just say you had damage from this storm last night and you look at it and you think, oh my God, I've got shingles off everywhere. And you turn the claim in without having your roof inspected first. You get to the claims process, you open up a claim, and an adjuster goes out and looks at your property, and the adjuster says, let's just say you have a $4,000 deductible. You have a $400,000 home and you have a 1% deductible, that's $4,000. More than likely though, if you're in North Texas or in the Gulf region, you're gonna have a 2% deductible, which means that deductible then goes to $8,000. 1% of your entire coverage on your dwelling. If it's insured for $400,000, a 1% deductible is $4,000 and a 2% deductible is $8,000. Okay, that's how that works. You always have to pay your deductible first. Insurance company is not going to pay a penny, period, until you have paid your deductible first. So if you have a $10,000 claim and your deductible is $4,000, the first $4,000 of that is yours. There's nothing you can do about that. It is the deductible. It is standard in every single Texas homeowner's policy on the market. There are none that I'm aware of that have no deductible. You have to have skin in the game. So does the insurance company. The way they make you do that is to have a deductible. So they know that you're not going to frugally turn in claims when you should be self-insuring those claims. Okay, so we have a $10,000 claim. You have a 1% deductible. $4,000 of that 10 is your responsibility. Insurance company is not going to do anything until there's an acknowledgement that you have a $4,000 deductible. Then anything over and above that minus whatever is what the insurance company is responsible for. But let's just say you go ahead and you open a claim and they send out an adjuster and, oh, lo and behold, your damages are under your deductible. So you're not going to proceed with your claim because the insurance company is not going to give you any money because the damages do not exceed your deductible. This is a very bad thing to happen because then what happens is that goes on your record as an opened claim with zero money paid out, which then will cause the next underwriter who looks at your home, if your agent tries to move you to a new carrier because you don't like the rates that you're going to get in 6 months to a year, and we try to shop you with another company, and on your loss history, there's this claim that says in March of 2023, you opened up a claim and there was no money paid out. One of two things are going to happen. The adjuster is either going to automatically assume that you got paid and did not repair, or you opened a claim and nothing proceeded with it. So did you have damage or did you not have damage? It is not a good thing to open a claim and have $0 paid. It is a warning sign to an underwriter. So it's very important. If you think you have possible roof damage or any kind of damage, you get your house inspected before you open a claim. Now, in my situation, I offer a referral to my clients. My vendor goes out, looks at the house and says, yes, Carrie, actually, there is a $10,000 or more claim potential. Their roof does need to be replaced, or this roofer that I do trust implicitly will come back and say, nope, he only has, $2,000 worth of damage, so there's no point in opening up a claim. You need to work with a reputable roofer. Roofers, unfortunately, do not have the greatest reputation because this is what they do. They come to you and say, oh, yes, you need to have your entire roof replaced, when in actual fact, that is not the case. The adjuster then goes out, and the adjuster and the roofer now are at odds because the adjuster is saying, no, we're not paying for a new roof. They don't need a new roof. And the roofer is saying, yes, he does need a roof. And then who is stuck in the middle? You and me. You as the client and me as the agent. So, my advice, always get your homes inspected. When you have major storms like this, get with your client, get with your agent, ask for a referral for a roofer, right? That is huge. Get with somebody that you know that you can trust, that's going to be honest with you and give you an honest and fair evaluation of the damages that you potentially have to your home. If somebody comes knocking at your door and they say, oh, by the way, I'm John with John's Roofing. That's bad news. Don't use those people. That is bad news. I've had 3 phone calls today already from clients of mine who have had people knocking at their door claiming to be reputable roofers because they know this massive storm just went through and they are looking for work. They are looking for people who have insurance because they're going to assume the insurance companies are going to pay for a full roof replacement. Let me clear the air. Your insurance company is not going to give you a new roof unless you need a new roof. It's as simple as that. Doesn't happen. Claims adjusters' jobs are to pay you $1 instead of $2. That is what they're trained to do. Now, I'm an agent. I've been doing this 41 years, and I am being as brutally honest with you as I can. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen my clients expect one thing. They use somebody they think they can trust. The insurance company comes out, and the insurance company's like, oh no, we're not doing that. Then you as the client get pissed off at your roofer. Then you get upset with me because I'm the agent and I'm the one that then is in the middle between you and your carrier. This is so important. If you have damages from the storms from yesterday, please get a house inspector to come out, look at your house, look at your roof, look at all the damages that are ensued from these storms. Call your agent, find out what your deductible is, find out what your coverage amounts are, and then if you have enough damages to warrant opening a claim, by all means, use your insurance to open a claim. Now, one more thing. Let's say you do have a $4,000 deductible, and the inspection shows, yes, yeah, you have damages, but those damages are only $5,200. And you have a $4,000 deductible. You call me and say, Carrie, should I turn this claim in? I'm going to say no. Because what is happening is all of these claims that are not catastrophe claims are causing our rates to go up significantly because people are turning in claims that they really should be self-insuring and taking care of themselves. This is why the insurance companies are now mandatorily in Texas, in North Texas and in the Gulf Coast region, making you take a 2% deductible. Remember, a 2% deductible is 2% of what you have your home insured for. If it's a $400,000 home, you're going to have an $8,000 deductible, which means you are self-insuring that first $8,000 worth of damages. And truly, that's what we should be doing anyways. We should be using our home's policy in a catastrophe situation, because that is the only way, in my opinion, 42 years in this business, that we are going to be able to get the rates here in Texas under control. It's not what I want to hear, and I'm a consumer. I don't want my agent, and I am my agent, to tell me, don't turn that claim in. It's going to cost you $6,000, but don't you turn that claim in, because in the long run, when I go to renewal, I'm going to see what I saw this year, and that was double premiums. In the state of Texas, in the last 2 years, insurance rates for properties in Texas have doubled. 200% in 2 years. Not joking. That's where we are. That's how serious the problem is. That's why homeowners carriers are leaving the state of Texas, just like they did Florida many years ago, and California and New York, because they can't make money. They're in business to make money. Now, I know you're going to look at this video and go, oh my God, that's just bloody awful. You're right, it is. It is terrible, the state of insurance in the state of Texas right now. In 41 years, I have never experienced anything like it. And it is discouraging as an agent and as a consumer, because it makes home ownership, especially for younger people, almost out of reach. And that truly is sad. In the greatest country in the world, the thought of the American dream is slowly but surely slipping away from our younger generations, because as a young person, if you're buying a home, how are you going to afford $400 for homeowners insurance every month? You can't. So I know this is not what you want to hear today. I know this is not the news that you want to hear, but it is my job to always be as brutally honest with my customers and others in my circle of influence. And I just am coming to you today to try to give you just a little bit of food for thought. Please be careful, get an inspector, call your agent, know what your deductibles are, know what your coverages are, and be sensible about it. Ask questions. Please use a reputable roofer to do your inspection. This is Carrie from KDS Insurance Services. I'm here to help. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call the agency, 832-391-8271. You can also always reach me on my cell, 817-694-0053. Very important, one last thing before I forget. If you have enough damage that you have water coming through your roof, call your insurance company immediately. That is the only exception for not getting an inspection done first. If there's water coming through the roof, it means it's a substantial claim. You immediately pick up your policy, call your insurance company, and open a claim. And call somebody to put something on the roof to stop the water. That's the only exception. So, God bless. Sorry, this is a tough video. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's spring. These storms are going to continue for another 2 months. So this is why I came to you a few days ago and said, let's be prepared. It's very important. Be prepared. If you have debris around your house, get rid of it now, because we're going to have more storms. If you haven't trimmed your trees, do it now before we have another storm, and God forbid one goes through the top of your roof and destroys your house. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you next week. God bless everybody. It's Friday. Have a great weekend.